Hello Reformers and welcome back to Perisno. When we left off we were running around doing a little bit of trading, trying to find some larger bandit parties to take on because of course we do have an amazing ability to take people prisoner. And that is all due to our hired archers and various other units that have blunt weaponry. Now, at the very end of the last episode, took a large bounty quest. Yes, a large bounty quest is obviously one of the more difficult things to do. And you may be wondering, how do you have 247 troops fit for battle against the enemy's demons? Well, that's the thing. There were a number of vassals very, very close by. Valahir clan vassals, no less. And I decided, hey, you know what? Okay, we're going to pursue the demon worshippers because all of the Valahir clan vassals were charging after them. And I just so happened to get there just in time. It was extremely close. And I think if I had not had this amount of pathfinding, I probably would have been too late. So, thankfully, I got involved before the Valahir clan vassals, and that means I should, hopefully, at least, get the credit for this particular battle. So we're gonna do a little bit of fighting here, and yeah, there's a huge amount of huge amount of people here. As you can see, I'm actually not going to be doing too much because I don't really want my people to die for nothing, basically. I mean, I have 104 units on the fields of battle, but they're mainly archers. So I'm going to need to keep them at a bit of a distance. Don't really want to get them taken out too easily. So obviously that is a bit of a problem, but yeah. Oh my, yes, these demons. Do you see these demons? Yeah, I see them and I am unafraid. I am unafraid, that's what I said. Probably should not have said that, right? Yeah, I probably should not have said that. Essentially, they just took me out because I didn't have my shield out, but also they just ran me down with their horses, and that was the main problem here. But, hilariously enough, the demon pilgrims are actually extremely easy to kill in comparison to the demon worshippers and so forth, because we know the demon worshippers, they're on horses now, so at least we have a good idea as to how effective they can be. And the demon pilgrims, however, they are not effective at all in comparison. So it's actually really nice to see a little bit of a, shall we say, I don't know, a little bit of a preview, I guess you could say, into the demon units. So we at least know now a little bit more about them, and we know what we're going to do in the future if we come across any demons. And I think, personally, we would be able to deal with a small band of demons. Probably, maybe up to 50. Up to 50 would probably be okay for us. But as you can see, I lost 16 there. That was only due to the fact that I died, because obviously I couldn't do anything to command them and things like that. Thankfully, I don't see any of the master archers, the hired master archers. No, it seems like none of the hired master archers were eliminated, so that's absolutely fine. Our allies, however, did lose a little bit more than us, and we killed the entirety of the enemy forces. Now, this is where the fun starts. We get to take some demon invokers and demon priests, as well as worshippers and a couple of pilgrims, prisoner. And this is going to equal a very, very nice amount of money. Now, this mace right here, we might actually be giving this to Shi Jin. I'm unsure at the moment because Shi Jin technically doesn't need a two-handed weapon, but that is something that can take prisoners. Do we need another unit that can take prisoners, though? That is the question we have to ask ourselves. Don't think we really need to be honest, but who knows? Maybe it would come in handy at some point. But yes, as you can see, we chased them. Well, technically I came all the way out from here, and they spawned around this area, and I was just chasing them straight away, and they decided to come down here. There are the people of Valahir, by the way. The people of Valahir were just around here or so, and they obviously decided to pursue them as well, which I thought was actually quite confusing, because I wouldn't have thought that this massive band of units would decide to do something like that, but they did. So there you go, pretty cool. We were able to complete the task, and that means I can go over to Grund and hand it in. Now, I'm not entirely sure how much money I'm going to be getting for this. I don't think I've ever completed one of these in the newest version of Perisno, so this is new to me. Maybe it's going to be something amazing. Maybe it's going to be something underwhelming. Who knows? We're going to find out in a short moment. But first, obviously, I do want to sell a couple of things here. I was actually thinking of using this demon hood for maybe another companion or something like that, but then I thought to myself, we can probably buy better armor or find it on other, other enemies or something in the future. Okay, so I have enough food, I think. Do I have enough food? Oh yeah, the flax bundles. Where were we going with those? I think we were going to Ford, weren't we? Yes, we were going to Ford with those. So yeah, I think that is fine. We sold the iron there. I'm going to get some cheap grain and some bread just to keep ourselves topped up a little bit. I have enough space anyway, and obviously the 6 horses are helping us to traverse the map a little bit. And, okay, let's have a look here. Floki the Giant. Well, he's obviously the mercenary person. And, okay, so I think we got it from Valikia, right? Yep, I believe so. I found the demon worshippers, and I gave them their punishment. I don't think that's how Scout sounds, actually, but I decided to go with it. Yes, there you go. Okay, so, yeah, alright, so it's not as good as I thought. I actually thought we might be getting about 2,500 or something like that, but obviously we are gaining a huge amount of experience, and you are also gaining the additional money from the ransomed prisoners. So, is there actually... is there a ransom broker here? Crazy man, don't bother me now, please. Yes, ransom broker. There we go. That's exactly what we want. Alright, so yeah, this is exactly what I mean. These guys, this is the reason why you want to be fighting those really, really high-level, high-tier units. If you have someone that has blunt weaponry, this is going to happen every single time for you. And that's absolutely fantastic. I love that. Okay. So that is good. That is very nice. So now, how much do we have? We have 10,000. Alright, so we need another 14,000 if we are going to have any hope of affording a weavery and dye works. Maybe we could also get an oil press or something like that, because I do know that oil, as well as obviously the tannery and things like that, they are also pretty sought after trade goods. So it might be a pretty nice idea if we decide to do something like that. But anyway, we need to go to Ford, don't we? So there's Ford down there. We're going to travel down there and sell our flax bundles. And along the way, of course, we're going to be taking a look out for some bigger bandit parties. As you can see here, there's 7 more hired veteran archers. We did lose quite a few of them after all, so I guess that is a bit of a problem. But otherwise, everything seems to be going quite nicely. Oh, we're getting our first rune archer as well. And as well as some cavalry there. Got some prisoner maidens. Got some... Oh, I don't even know about these, to be honest. I don't really know what they're all about, but that's fine. Scout has advanced in level as well. From that quest, actually, hilariously enough. Anyway, what are we going to do here? Well, we already have 6 in leadership and 6 in persuasion. I'd like to be able to start increasing our charisma more. And we already have a point in strength. I mean, that's the thing. We don't really... I don't know. I mean, I could probably just go for another point in charisma and another point in power strike. I mean, I could go for more points in trainer, but I don't think that's actually going to help us too much any further. Could go for some more points in riding skill. I think that would actually make maybe a bit more difference than power strike, to be honest, because... Wait, we want shield as... No, we have 3 points in shield. That's absolutely fine then. So I guess maybe riding and horse archery. We're probably going to need horse archery and riding if we are going to become a beast on the fields of battle. And yeah, that kind of worries me a little bit, because I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to do that with the amount of points that I'm going to get allocated. And I have heard that you can gain power draw by doing something. I think there's like an event or something where it just gives you power draw magically, and I'm completely unaware as to how that happens, but it might be similar to how mods like A Clash of Kings and maybe Pendor do things as well, because in the older versions of Pendor, you would gain spotting skill for free. Now, I believe that that was actually a bug, and it wasn't meant to just give you spotting skill, but the mod creator obviously just didn't change it, and in the end fixed it, and I believe that it now gives you other stats randomly as well now. Could be wrong about that, I haven't played the latest version obviously, but yeah, that's actually a pretty cool thing if it is indeed true, because I would love to be able to get 10 in power draw, or at the very least, I think the maximum level for power draw in this mod is 15, I think. Don't quote me on that either, obviously I haven't had a high enough level to be able to find out, but maybe we'll see as time goes on. Alright, so I'm going to go for riding skill, because we are eventually going to get a really, really nice horse, and that's going to help us to travel a lot quicker on it and to be a little bit better at controlling it, whatever it may be, because of course we don't only have horses in this mod, we have wolves, we have tigers and all kinds of other things. Not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to afford to ride any of them, because they're most likely going to be extremely expensive, but if we just take a look here real quick. Okay, so we have 2 in riding skill, another 2 levels will take me to level 15, that will get me to 21 charisma, which should get me the next point in leadership, and then maybe another point in persuasion after that, so that'll be level 16 or something like that. But in the next 2 levels, I can spend my time leveling up riding skill and horse archery, so I could get theoretically 3 riding and 1 horse archery if I, do that point allocation or something like that. And then after that, after level 16, level 17, level 18, level 19 and 20, I could probably just concentrate on doing riding skill and horse archery. Maybe that would be the way to go? Well, hopefully my calculations, or shall we say my theories, are gonna end up being correct. And we have some Volhyr raiders here. I'm actually kind of surprised they are attacking us, because we're pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say that we're amazing. I'm not going to say that we're the best army in the entirety of the land, because we're far from that, obviously. But we are certainly capable of dealing with some Volhyr barbarians, are we not? I suppose we're going to find out, because they're going to come over that ridge very, very soon. And then they're going to regret attacking us, because they were going to attack us whether I walked into them or not. So this is going to be quite interesting, because I actually always wonder why the AI sometimes does things like this. And I'm playing on a high campaign AI, just so that you know. I'm playing on a high campaign AI. It is on the highest it can be. And these... oh no, wait a minute. This has always happened, I believe, in Perisno. I think Perisno has always had this sort of hyper-aggressive, super-aggressive bandit party sort of formula going on with it, and in many cases, it makes it much more difficult. It makes the mod much more difficult, but it also makes it a lot more, shall we say, easy to, well, earn money, I guess you could say, because these parties right here, these parties that would otherwise run away from you and would otherwise be much, much quicker than you on the world map, of course, because of their smaller size, they will instead attack you and cause you to, hopefully gain a little bit of cash in the process. Unfortunately, we were unable to take any of them prisoner, which is partially the main reason why you want to attack things in Perisno, especially when you have some good blunt weaponry. But for the most part, yes, obviously I have archers, so these archers are really not going to do the business when it comes to, hitting people over the face, over the head with these blunt weapons. So, yeah, it seems like we need the enemies to actually get to us, which is rather amusing and kind of counterintuitive in many respects. So I'm not entirely sure if we can continue doing that. But as you can see, these guys are running away from me. So I'm not entirely sure what was going on with those other Volhyr barbarians. Maybe they just had enough. Maybe they wanted to just kill Scout because they had heard about him and he was just roaming around the land, and they were not best pleased because he was stealing all of their mead and all of their, glory and wonderful, wonderful things like that. Yes, exactly. Now, I'm doing this on purpose. We are getting a bring a friend situation, which is exactly what I want to see, because that is in turn going to give us much more renown, and hopefully we will also be able to take some of them prisoner, because of course they're going to be able to reach us in melee. Now, of course, doing this is going to in turn mean that we will have many, many more casualties, or shall we say at risk of getting more casualties. We have, wow, we actually have an Elantoran Master Scout? I am very surprised about that. I did not know we had one of those, but apparently I rescued one or something like that. That's pretty cool. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tell my archers to spread out. Going to tell my infantry to go out into the front here and see what happens. I think that is absolutely fine. What is actually going on there? It seems that when I press archers, another menu comes up, but then it automatically closes itself. Not entirely sure what's going on with that. Maybe there's something in the options that I need to re-enable or something like that. Maybe I need to put on formations or something. I'm not entirely sure, but do I really need them? Not entirely sure either. I don't know whether I need formations, to be honest. Oh well, never mind. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and hit some people with my bow. Now, as we all know, I'm not exactly the greatest when it comes to shooting with Scout. Not entirely sure why that is either, because technically I should be pretty good, because, I mean, you know, these enemies are not... Whoop! Okay. Well, that worked out quite nicely, but yes, these enemies are not particularly the highest level, and in theory I should be able to do some pretty decent damage to them, but as it stands, look at this, I'm doing 6 damage. Really? Are you serious? Are you seriously saying that I'm doing 6 damage? Okay, there we go, 12 damage, that's a little bit better, but still. Alright, most of our forces are just running around now. We do have some hired riders, of course, and hopefully they're going to be able to deal, you know, pretty considerable damage. I'd like to get a little bit of experience, at least. I have killed 4 enemies in this battle so far, which is absolutely pitiful. I mean, really, I should be able to do a lot more, but obviously, I think it's because of my bow, for the most part. My bow is really causing us to have a bit of a throttling, shall we say, you know, using a technical term there. We're just going to throttle ourselves just by having a poor bow. You know, it's a pretty poor bow. Alright, so we do have 6 prisoners. I was actually hoping for a little bit more than that, but, well, what can you do? We are getting some really, really nice, well, shall we say, supplementary units. They're not exactly the best yet. That's the thing. They are going to become good, but it just takes a long time for them to actually do that, so I guess we'll find out as time goes on. But hired cavalry, just look at this. That is a black striped wolf. Absolutely fantastic. Whoa. I'm actually really surprised about this too. We have actually gained the highest level of hired unit. Can I talk to them? I can't talk to them? What? What's going on with that? Wait a minute, am I on the... Oh, I'm on the prisoner screen, that's why I can't talk to them. Okay, well, never mind. I'm going to be talking to them in just a second. I'm really excited, actually, because of that. Alright, so I'm going to be wearing this armor. I don't really want to do that, but I was wearing something else from the Draharans, so I suppose it's not really, you know, a big deal if I swap around cultures a little bit, is it? It's not really a big deal, I guess. Considering I did not really limit myself to using Elin Tauren armor and weapons only. I mean, I've been using many other things for quite some time now, and this bow is absolutely awful. Gonna need to get a new one. Definitely gonna need to get a new one. Alright, so is there anything else here? No, not really. Okay. Fine. So, this is what we call a sharpshooter. I am gonna actually take a look at the stats real quick, because I am really excited about that. 380... Wow. 380 archery proficiency, that's pretty nice. Power draw 9, that is also very good. Alright, so we're going to get some heavy body armor right here. I'm going to go for the standard Elin Tauren stuff. I don't really want to go for something as expensive as this. Maybe enchanted elven armor? Yes, let's not go for something as expensive as this, but I'll go for something expensive as this. Yes. Basically, I just shot myself in the foot before I even started. Yeah. That's what I do. Alright, well, let's get the foot. Foot? Yeah, let's get the foot. Let's get the foot. Let's go in and get the foot, shall we? Okay, yes, that seems to be the thing that kind of matches. Oh, yeah, these guys are literally going to eat me out of house and home. Because, literally, I mean, just look at them. It's absolutely crazy. They are going to have such a large wage, I think, at the very least. I'm going to give them this shield. Am I going to give them that shield? I think maybe this shield would be a little bit better. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's give them that. Alright, so let's see. Ammunition and bows. So what can they use? Let's take a look. Alright, so, a Perisno flat bow. That appears to be the best. Or a noble bow. Right, okay, so a Perisno flat bow. Where is that? Oh, wait, where is it? A black ebony bow? There's also a black ebony bow there as well. Wow, there's a number of... This is very strange. I'm not entirely sure why they do it in different categories here, but I think it's the ones that you can use on a horse and ones that you can't, it seems. Interesting. Alright, so it seems, yes, as you can see here, cannot be used on a mount. Well, we're going to be, we're going to be using that. That is going to be insane. Alright, so Darkwood arrows. I assume Darkwood arrows are the best? I can't really see anything else that does more damage, so guess Darkwood arrows it will be. Only 30 of them. Not entirely sure whether I should give them more. Well, not right now, I don't think. Not right now. Okay, so what's this? Long Gothic Maze. That's like a bonus against shields. I might actually like to give them a bonus against shields, to be honest, but the weapon reach is a lot less, the speed is a lot less, so I really kind of prefer the God of Amber Mace, to be honest. Alright. So, how much do you guess the wages are going to be? I'm going to guess... Okay, let's see. You make a guess and I'll make a guess. Okay, so make a guess right now. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds just for you to make that guess. And I'm going to guess they had 107 as a base. And we've given them basically the best armor you can get. So, you know, kind of the best armor. And obviously the best bow, best arrows, etc, etc. So I'm going to assume about 220. Oh, wow, really? Only 158? Okay, well, if you were close to 158, then congratulations, but seriously, 158, that is a bargain. That is an absolute bargain. I am really, really surprised that they are that cheap. And no offense, they're probably going to now just increase the wages or something of the cavalry or whatever, but that is crazy. That is really, really cool. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so we're going to go all the way over to Ford and sell our flax bundles. Finally, if I see someone with more than 50 units, then I'm probably going to fight them. Because it seems like the... Yes, of course. Yeah, that's exactly what happens every single time whenever I say something like, ooh, whenever something comes out of the woodwork, you know, with 50 more units or 100 plus units or something like that, whenever I say that in a hard mod like Perisno or Pendor or whatever, then something like this happens. Divine Ethelings, yes, yeah. If you haven't seen my previous series on Perisno, then you'll know nothing about these Divine Ethelings. But I know, because we've previously either had them on our side or had them against us, that they are absolute beasts. They are so powerful that they would probably be able to take, I don't know, tackle a normal army of 1,000. Would they? Would they be able to do that? What do you think? Would they be able to do that? Maybe. It really depends. How would the guys that we saw in the previous episode, the bull units, I'm not entirely sure, yeah, you know, under command of Lord Bullius, you know, those guys, how are they going to do against the Divine Ethelings? Who knows? I know that we have actually defeated the Aethelings a number of times, actually. I think we did defeat a couple of them, not that particular group, though, so do bear that in mind. Anyway, I'm going to just sell the rest of these things. I don't really need them, and they're going to give us a good amount of cash as well. I'm actually just going to sell that. I'm not going to give that to Shi Jin, thank you very much. Also going to be selling the flax bundles. Look at that. That actually gave us a pretty decent profit. Let's assess the local prices again. I'm going to do a little bit more trading, I think. Wow, that's absolutely awful. That is absolutely awful. I am not going to be doing any of those things. I might assess local prices again and see if we can find a better deal. Maybe. Is that a better deal? Buying salt and selling it at Murdenhall? Not really. There's only one salt. There's only one salt here. Oh well, never mind. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll end this episode off here. And next time, I may have been doing a little bit of trading. Not entirely sure if I'll do that yet. Really depends if I find any interesting situations to partake in. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.